Good morning, my dear class. How are you all? As our today's topic is a very interesting poem, that is Vocation, that is written by a very renowned poet, that is Rabindranath Tagore. In this poem, there is one child and he compares his life with a hawker, with a watchman, and with a gardener. He thinks that all of them lives a very free and independent life. Instead, he was not aware of the difficulties and how much hard work the people do. He was not aware of that. He just only see the part that they are only living their free and independent life and they can do whatever they wish to. So I'm reading the poem, just check what is there in that. On your way to school or market, you see many people at work. In pairs, discuss what you have noticed, then read this poem. You may read it aloud with a partner if you like. So the first stanza is when the gong sounds 10 in the morning. That means the gong sounds means when the clock sounds 10 in the morning and I walk to school by our lane. Lane means actually the path in which he used to walk to the school. Every day I met the hawker crying bangles, crystal bangles. Who are hawker? Can you tell me what do you mean by hawker? Is that basically is that tradesman who used to sell the goods by moving here and there in the streets as well as in the local market, right? He doesn't have any particular place to sell any good. He used to move like that in the streets only, right? Next, there is nothing to hurry him on. There is no road he must take, no place he must go to, no time when he must come home. So here the what the child is saying that the child is saying that hawker can do anything of his own choice. He can take any road and he can go anywhere, and there is no time that when he came back home. Next, I wish I were a hawker, spending my day in the road, crying bangles, crystal bangles. Right? So, in the first stanza, the child wishes to be a hawker. Right? Next, when at 4 in the afternoon I came back from the school, what he saw there? I can see through the gate of that house the gardener digging the ground. Gardener digging the ground means gardener is digging the ground with a spade so that he can plant a sapling over there. Next, he does what he likes with his spade. He soils his clothes with dust. So, whenever he used to dig the ground with the spade, all his clothes become dirty because all the clothes are filled with soil only. Nobody takes him to task if he gets baked in the sun or gets wet. That means it is very sharp or very uh, thick or very you know very warm atmosphere in which the gardener is working. So that is very warm atmosphere in which the gardener is working. That's why the line is written if he gets baked in the sun or gets wet. I wish. Now in the second stanza, what the child wishes to be? That I wish I were a gardener digging away at the garden with nobody to stop me from digging. Just as it gets dark in the evening and my mother sends me to bed, I can see through my open window the watchman walking up the down. So, in the first stanza, he saw the hawker. In the second stanza, what he saw the gardener. Now, at the last, when he just go to the bed, what he saw there? He saw a watchman. And how he saw a watchman? Through the open window. Now, what the watchman is doing? The lane is dark and lonely. What do you mean by lane? That means I already told you that lane means path. And the street lamp stands like a giant with one red eye in its head. It's a kind of a simile because here the street lamp is compared with the giant. When one living thing is compared with a non-living thing, that is known as simile. Right? So here the street lamp is compared with the giant. It looks like a giant that with the one red eye in its head. The watchman swings his lantern and walks with his shadow at his side. Right? So, whenever he used to walk, the shadow is by the side of him and he walks along with his shadow. And never once goes to bed in his life. That means he never go to bed, watchman, because at the night their duty is there, so they don't go to bed at night. I wish I were a watchman walking the street all night, chasing the windows. Chasing windows means looking the windows with my lantern. Right. So this poem is written by Rabindranath Tagore. So you have to learn the name of the poet as well. That is Rabindranath Tagore. Right. So in the very first stanza, what the child wishes to be? He wishes to be a hawker. Right. Secondly, he wishes to be a gardener. And the third one, he wishes to be a watchman. Right. Now, we'll do the notebook work now. See the word bank. So put the date of today and you have to write the word meanings. The first one is lane. That means narrow street. Hawker means vendor. Who are vendor? Who used to sell the goods from one place to another. And they used to walk like in the streets only. Spade means a tool which is used to dug the mud. Right. Bake means feel very hot in the sun. Giant means monster. Swing means move. Right. Now, on the next page, you'll be writing the question answers. Question number 1 is: who is the speaker in the poem? Who are the people the speaker meets? What are they doing? Yes, the speaker is the school going child. The child meets a hawker selling bangles, a gardener digging garden, and a watchman walking streets all night. He saw three persons in the poem. Now, the second question: what wishes does the child in the poem make? Why does the child want to be a hawker, a gardener, or a watchman? So the answer is the child wishes to become a hawker, a gardener, or a watchman because he is very innocent. He watches people around him keenly. Keenly means he is very, very in a very influential way, in a very kind way. He used to watch the people around him. Now, there is one, and this is the part of this answer only. Answer number 2. He thinks that he has too many restrictions in life and check on his activities. He wants to enjoy freedom in life. Now, the answer number 2 is complete here till life. Right. Now, on the next page, you'll be writing the reference to the context. What is the reference? The first one, the first stanza, it is when the gong to the bangles, you have to put a dash like this. So the first one is, it is the first stanza in your book only. What is the walker selling here? Sorry, hawker selling here. So the answer is the hawker is selling bangles, right? See the second one. How does the child pass his time? The child passes his time leisurely. That means very freely, in a very free way. Right. Now, the question number 3. What does the child want to become? The child wants to become. Here, want become wants. Why so? Because here with the singular, you know that with the simple present tense case, you have to put s or es. To become a hawker because it will give him full freedom of action. Right. Now, the question number 4 is: what is the meaning of gong? Gong is a disc shaped metal object which makes a sound on hitting. Right? Have you seen in our school there is one metal object? It is like a disc shape, and whenever we used to ring the bell, it was being hit by something so that it will make a very loud sound, right? So these all are the question answers of this poem. Do in a very neat handwriting and do send me in the English homework group. Okay, class? Thank you and have a wonderful day.